welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture here at Prince of Peace Parish. And we are in the elements today. We're outside in the parish courtyard with our beautiful statues of Fatima. And we're recording this on the feast of Our Lady of Fatima. So that's why we decided to be out here. We thought it would be a great time to share some of our beautiful parish statues with you that some people don't see most of the time. They're kind of hidden back here behind the rectory a little bit. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Fatima and Marian Apparitions in general.
Yeah. So I think one of the things we do want to mention about the statues is that they came from the former St. James Parish. You know, we knew, being pop culture, we wanted to talk about things within our parish. These came from the former St. James Parish. And then when the churches merged in 1995 and the school consolidated, they were up at the Prince of Peace School. There was a beautiful area for them there. I remember vividly when they were taken up to the school. Do you remember that?
Yes, and we, in our rosary episode, we were talking about the living rosary. We always did the living rosary around
these statues.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, kind of just a neat little thing about our parish here, that we do have these fabulous statues here. But as Megan said, we want to talk just a little bit about Marian Apparitions. So that is something that is definitively Catholic. If there's anything about Mariology, apparitions are something that are very, very Catholic in nature. But what's really interesting about them is that they are considered private revelation. So it's not dogma and doctrine, tradition with a capital T. It's kind of like little t theology, or little t tradition, that you don't have to be Catholic and believe in these. There's nothing in the creed that states, I believe in the Lady of Fatima or something like that. So it is kind of neat that you can look at these apparitions and maybe it's something that speaks to you, maybe it's something that you'd like to have a devotion to, and you can. There definitely are, though, apparitions that the Vatican would prefer that we not follow. For many different reasons. When there is a reported apparition, they're scrutinized, pretty intensely. Of course, they begin on the local level, and then if need be, they work their way up through to the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. But there are 26 approved Marian apparitions, Our Lady of Fatima being one of them.
It's interesting to research because I think a lot of people don't realize that there's that many approved. Yeah.
And I think people know the big ones. I think people know Fatima, they know Guadalupe, they know Lourdes, but there are some that are lesser known, but they're just fantastic. And it's just a really neat way that, Holy Mother Church gives us maybe another channel to the Blessed Mother.
Yep, absolutely.
But I think some really cool things, like when they are scrutinized, some of the things they look at are specifically, what is Mary's message?
Yeah.
That's one of the big things, is that, if she's asking the seers or the visionary or whoever it is, something that is totally out of line with the Catholic Church, that's going to be the first red flag. That's what's going to, make it go. And I know we're going to talk a little bit about Fatima, but what the children went through, in their being interviewed and whatnot. I mean,
these aren't just approved. It's not like, hey, Mary appeared to me, Bishop.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, you're an attorney, Megan. I mean, it's like it really is. It's like an interrogation.
They do a good job of gathering evidence and interviewing the folks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like you were saying with Fatima, she appeared to 3 children. Like you said, most people know this story. And one of her main asks was to pray the rosary. And that's actually where we get the, "Oh my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell," which is just such a cool prayer. It's so short. It's 29 words. Yeah. And there's every aspect of, forgiveness and mercy. And
I love mercy for others in that prayer.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that is something that, we don't have. I wish we had so much time to go into these apparitions, specifically this apparition in depth, because so much of Our Lady's message at Fatima was, mercy for sinners, ourselves and others. And we ask that. We ask for that mercy for poor souls that need it in that Fatima prayer. And I mean, these children, they saw a vision of hell.
Yeah.
You know, they say that.
Can you imagine that at that age?
No.
They were, what, between the ages of like 6 and 9 or something?
They're very
Can you
young.
imagine that?
Not at all. And they said that after the children had that vision, that they were changed. They were physically changed. That
Yep.
Jacinta and Francisco, the youngest two, the brother and sister, you know, how they just wanted to pray, and they wanted to make reparation for sins,
Yep.
and they just wanted so badly to save people from hell. And then, of course, we know they died very young.
Yep.
And then, of course, Lucia, she went on to become a nun. She wasn't cloistered, that isn't the word, but, you know, she really was just tucked away, praying, asking the Blessed Mother, asking for her intentions, you know, asking for her prayers for her intentions.
And I think that seems to be a theme throughout all Marian apparitions, really is, a call to conversion and reparation for sin. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember, it might have been when I was focusing on Fatima, but when I was just reading about Marian apparitions in general, one of the things that they said was revealed to them was that Mary said so many souls go to hell because there's no one to pray for them. Mm-hmm. So how beautiful is that? Right. And since then I've been including, in my rosary intention for all the souls that have no one to pray for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think too, with, like you were saying, Megan, with this idea of mercy and mercy for others, she gave different secrets. And she specifically wanted, the consecration of Russia, through her, at a very difficult time. So she was asking for things, mercy for others, consecration for, Russia to be returned to God. I mean, these weren't little favors she was asking of these kids. No,
and there were, like I think I mentioned before, there was a lot of focus on the rosary. Mm-hmm. She asked the children to pray the rosary and to devote themselves to the Holy Trinity and say the rosary every day for peace, like you had said. The 3 prophetic secrets.
Yes.
So 2 they had revealed immediately, and 1 was revealed later.
Yes. Yep.
So some of them was World War II, or an end of World War I, World War II. Like you said, a vision of the souls in hell. And then the other one seems the one that was revealed later is slightly obscure.
Right.
But people seem to believe that it may have been a prophecy of JP2 assassination attempt.
Yep.
And to immediately connect those 2 things, that was... JP2 says he credits the Lady of Fatima, Our Lady of Fatima, to saving his life, guiding the bullet. He later takes that bullet and places it in the crown of Our Lady of Fatima in Fatima, Portugal. Yeah. So,
and look it up. There's absolutely stellar pictures of, now St. John Paul II at Fatima, and
his assassination attempt was on May 13th. So it's, I want to say ironic, but it's not ironic. It's divine intervention.
It's divine intervention, absolutely.
God set that up. Yeah, he said a mother's hand guided the path of the bullet. That's so beautiful. And I think it was maybe in the last apparition. I don't know why I just... I think it was maybe at the last apparition, though, she said, "My Immaculate Heart will triumph." Mm-hmm. That was so consoling to me.
Yeah.
Pray the rosary. She wants to guide us to our son. That was her task when she was here on earth. That's still her task today.
Yep.
Like you said, nobody can love Mary
more than her son.
Yep.
Absolutely. So I think it's definitely worth, look at some of these devotions. They're all throughout the calendar. It's Our Lady of, fill in the blank. Look them up. There's some really tremendous ones. Again, I really do think there are ones that can speak to everyone. The Blessed Mother has appeared to so many different types of people, so many different cultures of people, that really, there's a Marian apparition for everyone.
There's a Marian apparition for everyone. And I think there's a wide variety of people that saw different things. I don't want to say they saw Mary, but for Fatima, for example, it was the miracle, the sun. They call it the miracle of the sun. So the sun was zigzagging around.
Which
some people thought it was the end of the world because it was coming down at one point and then went back up. So people saw, they may have not seen Our Lady, but they saw something.
Yeah.
So it's cool that, I don't know, it's interesting to me that other people saw kind of an effect of that apparition.
Absolutely. So yeah, I definitely think, you know, research these apparitions. If there's one you're really interested in, you know, it's really easy to find out if something is worth having a devotion to, or, you know, something again that maybe is condemned, or preferably not something you should have a devotion to. But like we keep saying, you know, with our Blessed Mother, she's just going to draw you closer to her Son.
Absolutely.
And I know we keep teasing this out, but I am so excited to talk to Father Lease about, especially Marian
Did you just
Apparitions.
reveal that? Because I don't know if we actually said his name yet, Devin.
We've said it.
She slid it in there. Father Lease is going to be with us later this month to talk about Marian dogmas, and we're super excited about it.
So we do have another episode to bring you before then. We are going to try to cover some of that Marian dogma and doctrine before we do have Father Lease's visit, just so that we all kind of have maybe a little working knowledge going into that amazing conversation that we're going to have with Father Lease. But I know I'm really excited to talk to him about Marian apparitions, especially as they are viewed by our other brothers and sisters of faith.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we will wrap up our end of our month of Our Lady with those 2 episodes, and then we'll hop into June with some new content for you all. Don't forget to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, click the little bell to make sure you get all this amazing Catholic content we're throwing at you guys. So until next time, God bless.